This guys, let's go. Okay. Yes. Hello, guys. If you're DMing clubs and getting no reply, then probably it's because your message is wrong. Okay. You see, I've helped agents, players get real response to clubs while doing the while DMing clubs the right way. I'll show you exactly what to say, when, and how to write your messages so that they don't get ignored. Okay. So normally, I think most new agents face a lot of difficulties in this, and so it's always a challenge for them to try to break this barrier. So I'm going to help you guys on this. So stick around and let's move forward on this. So you see, what's the problem also in this situation that clubs don't really, let me say, get back. Clubs don't reply to your videos, or clubs don't reply, sorry, to your email. So the first thing we'll say is most people say hi or check my player. Okay, so put yourself in that situation. If an unknown person just write you and say, check this play, what do you think if you're someone who is very busy? You don't respond to that person, of course, that's normal. So in that case, that's the first problem that people, agents get ignored. Then the next problem that agent get ignored is you don't introduce yourself properly. Most agents don't introduce themselves properly. So that's one thing. Then the next thing that also agents also get ignored is you don't explain why you're reaching out. You just boom and then you just say, hi, I have this player who score a lot of goals, and that's it. Okay. And lastly, you don't provide value. You don't even provide value. So the club don't really actually care. So how do we solve all these issues so that you can send messages to club and then club replies? So get your pen and paper and let's see how we can handle this situation for you. The background looks a little bit blurry and the light is just so much on my eye. Probably I needed to adjust this light because it looks more too sharp and daunting. Okay, but anyways, let's do this so that we find a way to explain this for you guys. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is introduce yourself properly. So start with your name, okay, your role. Are you an agent? Are you a scout? Or be very clear about that. For example, let's say if you say, hi, my name is Brian, I'm a licensed FIFA agent representing talented players in this part of the world, in Europe or whatsoever. Okay, but you can give that a line, and then also know that when writing emails to sporting director, your, how do they call it, the subject line, good, the subject line has to be very important. Let's take, for example, if I put a subject line, left back who is better than, you put, let's say, the current left back name, let's say what Alfonso Davies, something like that. Left back who is better than Alfonso Davies. Just for example, that can a little bit trigger the sporting director to look, because it shows that first you already know their left back's name. Okay, that's the first thing. That's the first way to get. Then the next thing is get straight to the point, because a lot of times clubs don't have time for long texts. So say why you're contacting them. Example, I have a player I believe could be a good fit for your club, scoring system and needs. That is quite short. Then that is okay. Then go into the point. And then now, next thing, give a reason they should care. Why should they care? Because many people message them. So you have to mention specific things about the club. For example, probably a recent injury system, it can be a transfer that they sold a player to another team based in that position. There might be a lack of depth in that place. So you can say another thing. I noticed your team plays a 4-3-3 and there's lack of depth in this area due to this player who left the club. I represent, for example, a left-footed winger who fits the role like the former player who played there. Then you put all your stats. So you see, try to be specific and very short and be very clear to the point. Then now you go now to attach your value, attach your CV, short highlight video, and then you put every details there and say, okay, here is the highlights, and put his key passes. You know, when you put all those things, try to always put stats, because these days football is driven by stats. key passes in the final third. So let's take, for example, if I was to show a left back and I know that to a team and I discover that they have a same left back and I want to try to overcome, I want to make them to see my message, I'm going to be saying, on my, let me say, subject line, I'm going to make sure I put left back with key passes above, let me say, with key passes. Let's say if he had 20 key passes, with 20 key passes more than, you put their left back's name there. Let's take, for example, their left back with Alphonso Davies with 20 key passes more than your current left back, Alphonso Davies. And when you send that kind of subject line, anybody wants to read that message because they want to see that point, that key passes. So you see, you have to find a way to give them that. So then when you've put all those things, then end with a clear, respectful line. Thanks for reading, and you'll be waiting for them. You're waiting for the reply. You try to write something, of course, you know how to write. Then also don't follow, if they don't reply, don't follow up that very day. Don't follow up. You can give them 1 week or whichever day or 7 days. Then follow up politely and professionally. Yeah. The fact that a club doesn't accept, because there's this big thing in football. If a club doesn't go for a player now and you stay professional and you've done your work professionally, they might not really need, or maybe there might be already another agent that they might be working for another deal. But just because you wrote professionally and they don't reply to you, let's say, and then you come and follow maybe 7 days after, they might say, okay, thank God, but we already have cover in that position. Good and fine, don't worry, go to another club. But you keep, because you are acting professional, don't act silly because no one has responded to you. Stay professional, because football world is round. The next moment you might meet that person or that sporting director in another job somewhere else. Okay, so it has to be professional always. Okay, so I hope this helps you and you keep this going. Yes, and you can always message me back to give me information of what you did, and it will be quite great for me to hear what solution you got after this, because this actually quite works. Okay, take care and talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.